My dear students of 11th Science, in my previous physics class, we discussed there the measurement of work done by variable force, and also we know there the concept of conservative force. Today we want to know the expression for work done in terms of rectangular component. Now see the board very carefully. In terms of rectangular component, the force vector and the displacement vector can be written as force vector equal fxi cap plus fyj cap plus fz k cap, where fx, fy, fz are the three mutually perpendicular component of the force F, and the displacement vector s vector equal sxi cap plus syj cap plus sz k cap, where sx, sy, fz are the three mutually perpendicular component of the displacement s. So therefore work done W equal, we know from the definition, force vector dot displacement vector. So in place of force we can write fxi cap plus fyj cap plus fzk cap dot in place of s, this one, that is sxi cap plus syj cap plus szk cap. Now whenever you want to perform the dot product of two vectors, you have to remember that the dot product among the same orthogonal unit vector is 1, but among the different orthogonal unit vector is 0. So therefore after performing the dot product, you got from here fx sx plus fy sy plus fz sz. So this is the expression for work done in terms of rectangular component. So after completions of work concept, we have to know about the energy. So therefore, what do you mean by energy? Energy of a body is defined as ability or capacity of doing work. Ability or capacity of doing work. Now, how can you measure the energy of a body? To measure the energy of a body, you have to determine the amount of work done that can perform by the body, So therefore by measuring the amount of work done that can perform by the body, we can say this is the equivalent amount of energy of the body. So that's why the SI unit of energy is same as the SI unit of work, that is joule, and the dimensional formula of energy is also same as of work, that is ml square t to the power minus 2. Okay, now in our nature there are so many forms of energy: light energy, sound energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, tidal energy, mechanical energy. But in this chapter we only read about the mechanical energy. Mechanical energy are of two types. One is kinetic energy and other one is the potential energy. Today we know only about the kinetic energy. So what do you mean by kinetic energy? The term kinetic is related with the motion, That's why the energy of a body by virtue of its motion is called the kinetic energy. Now whenever a body or mass m moving with a velocity v, then its kinetic energy is given by k equal half mv square. So this is the expression for kinetic energy. Remember it. Now there is a very important relations exist between the kinetic energy and the linear momentum of a body. You have to know this relation, because sometimes on these relations the numerical is asked in your questions paper. Now what relation? See, we know that kinetic energy is equal half mv square. Okay, now these expressions we can change like this. How? We just multiply this expression by a m and also divide this expression by another m. So therefore if you cut one m here and here, then it remains as the previous expression. That's why in place of m square v square, we can write mv whole square, and mv is equal linear momentum. So therefore kinetic energy k equal p square by 2m. This is the important relations between the kinetic energy and linear momentum of a body. Clear? So now regarding this kinetic energy of a body, you have to know one important formula or one important theorem known as work energy theorem. This is very important for yourself. Now, what is the theorem actually? See the statement. Work done by net force acting on a body is equal to the change in kinetic energy of the body. So means work done by net force on a body is equal to the change in kinetic energy of the body. This is the statement of work energy theorem. Now you have to prove this theorem. This is very important for your exam. Now to prove, we consider a variable force F act on a body produces displacement ds. ds be the small displacement in its own direction. So means the direction of displacement or force are in the same direction, therefore angle between them is 0 degree. So then the small amount of work done for this small displacement is given by dw equal f vector dot ds vector equal f ds cos 0 equal f ds, because cos 0 1. Now from Newton's second law, in place of f we can write ma. So therefore dw equal ma ds. And from the definition of acceleration, in place of a we can write dv by dt into ds. Now I just rearrange these expressions like this, that is dw equal m ds by dt into dv. Now from the definition of velocity, ds by dt is equal to the velocity. So therefore this expression becomes dw equal mv dv. So this is the small amount of work done. Now to determine the total amount of work done from here, to change the velocity from u to v, we have to perform this. We have to perform the integration over these expressions. So therefore total work done to increase the velocity from u to v is w equal integration dw equal integration limit u to v mv dv. M is constant, that's why moves out of the integration. So m integration u to v v dv, and there is a formula of this type of integration is, it gives v square by 2, v square by 2. So therefore w equal m v square by 2, lower limit is u, upper limit is v. So now how can you put the value of these two limit? First you have to put the upper limit, then you have to put a minus sign, then you have to put the lower limit. So therefore m within bracket upper limit of v is v, that's why v square by 2, then minus, then lower limit of v is u, that is u square by 2. So therefore from here we can write w equal half mv square minus half m u square. Half mv square is the final kinetic energy, because v is the final velocity, and half m u square is the initial kinetic energy, because u is the initial velocity. So therefore from here we can say work done is equal change in kinetic energy, and this proves the work energy theorem. Okay, so now here we prove the work energy theorem under variable force. But this theorem is also applicable for the constant force, also. Okay, so now this work energy theorem, see it very carefully. Okay, work energy theorem is also applicable for non-inertial frame. So what do you mean by non-inertial frame? Okay, the frame of reference which is accelerated actually is called the non-inertial frame. So now in this non-inertial frame, the statement of the work energy theorem is work done by all force. All force means including pseudo force. In the non-inertial frame, a pseudo force comes into play. That's why I write over here work done by all force within bracket including pseudo force is equal change in kinetic energy in non-inertial frame. So that is the statement of work energy theorem in the non-inertial frame. Now student, see these three situations very carefully. Here I consider a block of mass m is kept on a rough plank which is moving with acceleration a. There is no relative motion between the block and the plank. So in this type of situations, the force of friction acting on the block M is equal to F equal ma, and the direction of this force of friction in the forward directions. In the forward direction means on this block, here the force of frictions acting in these directions. In these directions. Now see the second situation. If we indicate the force on the block of mass M from the ground, ground means that is the inertial frame of reference, that is the inertial frame of reference, okay, and there will be no slipping between the block and the plank, okay, and in this type of situations you consider the plank moves a distance s, therefore blockage also moves the same distance, that is s. Then the work done by the force of frictions is given by Wf equal MAS, because Ma is the force of friction and S is the displacement of the block. And thirdly, if you indicate the force on the block M from the plank, that is the non-inertial frame of reference, then I said previously a pseudo force comes into play in a direction opposite to the direction of force of frictions. So therefore this is the directions of pseudo force, but the magnitude of this pseudo force same as that of this frictional force. So therefore net force acting on the block is 0. So therefore work done by all force here is also 0. Remember, this 3 is a very important theory, okay, for solving the numericals. Now student, read all this portion very carefully. Thank you.